Hey, 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 how's it going? Oliver Carlin here, coming at you from my lunch break, and I got something to say. So, today, I want to talk to you about what is the number one food to avoid when you're trying to lose weight.
So the big question is this: how do people that are overweight and confused about weight loss able to finally get the body of their dreams and be healthy while still being able to eat normal, not spend hours in the gym, or have to go to extreme measures to get there, even if they've tried before and failed? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Oliver Carlin, and welcome to Internalized Weight Loss.
So what is it? What is the number one food to avoid when you're trying to lose weight? What is that? When I originally figured this out, I was actually a while back before, there was a time when I didn't know shit about fucking nutrition, losing weight, anything, right? Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I knew like, I'm sure like, right? Like, okay, to be healthy, don't eat candy bars, don't eat chocolate. What else did I know? The basic shit, right? Don't eat that type of stuff. Sugary stuff. Eat your vegetables, right? I mean, we kind of know these things when we're growing up. You see them on TV, just kind of basic shit, right? We know that to be healthy, and we know we shouldn't do a lot of things that people tell us. But what's the real deal? What's like the no shit? I shouldn't do this if I'm trying to lose weight. Because when I was 35 pounds overweight, I wanted to get the weight off as quickly as possible. I did not want to waste time. I was focused. I wanted to get it off as quick as possible. So let me dig into nutrition and figure this out, blah, 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 right? And because let's face it, when you're overweight, you got that weight off, you don't want to waste time. You want to get down, cut the fat off, get the stomach down, and look good, right? You want to look good. That's why we're trying to lose weight. We're trying to be healthier, and we want to show our six-pack abs. We want to be attractive and live long and a bunch of stuff, right? That's why we do it. So why would we want to go about it the wrong way? We know food's important. So anyway, I was in, that's kind of when I attended the Ship Shape course originally. Like I've talked about many times before, I've referenced it because it was such a great course. And when I went through it, we learned a lot about food. We learned a lot of stuff about eating, what not to eat. It was in depth. I even took I was taught one section of another course was taught by a nutritionist. And so anyway, we learned all these things. But at the end of all of that, there was one thing. There was one thing that was like, holy shit. If you just do this one thing, it kind of eliminates all the shit you shouldn't eat. And so that was kind of my aha moment when I was like, holy shit, if I just don't do this one thing, I don't have to have a laundry list of shit not to eat. I just got to keep this one thing in mind, right? And so I was, what that one thing was basically anything that is white in color, you should avoid eating. Now let me explain that. So, cane sugar, its color is white. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not just I'm going to get more into why in a second the white is bad. But let me just explain what white is, and then we'll tell you why you shouldn't do it for losing weight. So the white, like cane sugar, okay? White bread. You might think, why is white bread? Well, I'll tell you in a second. Milk. white is milk. I'll tell you why. Some stuff is okay, like eggs. Eggs is, even though eggs is white, eggs are okay. So there's some things that are okay, but in general, if it's not a whole food from the earth, 9 times out of 10, if it's white, it's not good for you. Now, white rice. Anybody think white rice, that's got to be good for you? No. White rice is not natural. The natural color of rice is not white. It's been stripped. Same thing with bread that's white. Its natural color is not white. Wheat is brown. Rice is brown. Those are the natural colors. It's only white because humans have processed it and stripped away a lot of the different things in it and turned it white. I don't freaking know why. If you really, I'm going to explain it, but I don't understand why as humans we just destroyed our food and made it unhealthy and causing diabetes and causing weight problems by doing this shit. And I'll tell you what, by eating the brown stuff, it tastes so much better. It's got so much more flavor. You don't need sugar and everything to make it taste good. Anyway, let me continue. What else is white? So, we just said white, right? Think about fat in meat. Saturated fat in meat is bad for you. It's white. So you see all that white spirally shit when you're eating meat? That's white. Don't eat that shit. Candy bars are not white in color because they've got chocolate, right? But they're loaded with sugar. Look at the ingredients on the label. Sugar's white. Don't eat freaking candy bars, right? So anyway, anything that's white in general, you use that rule of thumb and you don't eat it and you'll be good to go. So why is white not good when you're trying to lose weight now? Let me explain why. So the reason why the color white is not good for like white bread or white rice or sugar cane that's white, it all comes down to, I've done other videos on explaining this, so it's the glycemic index kind of explains it. But those foods that are white, they're super high up on the glycemic index. That's one thing. And if you recall, if you've listened to my video on the glycemic index, you know what that means. It's going to spike your insulin instantly. Instantly just spikes your insulin through the roof. And what that means is all that energy is flooded into the bloodstream within like less than 30 minutes. And you're just pounded. So you ever ate a meal and you just feel like, oh God. You just feel like 30 minutes later, you're like dead. Because your body just fucking processed all that shit quickly and just slammed it into your blood. Your insulin spiked through the roof to get it out of your blood immediately and into your body. And the problem with that, when you're trying to lose weight, is you're going to get hungry quickly. So within like an hour, you're going to start feeling hungry again because your body processed all that food really quick and it thinks it's ready for more. Because it's not natural. It's not natural to eat all that white shit because that's what humans processed food created. If you ate whole foods from the earth that aren't white in color, it's a gradual release. Like a brown rice or a whole grain bread, for example, a whole wheat, right? That's a slow drip, kind of like over the next couple of hours, few hours, you're going to be dripping this energy into the bloodstream. Your insulin doesn't spike through the roof, which is what causes type 2 diabetes, by the way. But you have this slow, sustainable energy throughout the day. And so you're not going to feel so starving by your next meal. You're not going to get these huge hunger spikes and cravings because you got this slow, sustainable energy. And so that's kind of how it works. Hey, I lost connection there for a second. I got a freaking horrible connection where I work at on base. It's like, so I just dropped off for a second, but I'm back now, it looks like. So yeah, Tony, you asked the question, how do you break the habit? That's a great question, right? So how do you break the habit if you're used to it, right? So for me, the way I guess the way I got rid of eating all that stuff was just find a healthy alternative to what you're eating. Like if you're used to eating white bread and you think you like it because you've just been doing it your whole life. So go out. I'll tell you what, there's this one bread. It's called, I love it. Dave's Killer Bread. It's made by this guy from prison. He got out of prison. And you'll know it, you can't miss the bread in the store. It's got this guy flexing his arm on the side of the bread. And he makes a ton of different types of breads. And they're at Food Lion or wherever you go. And look for Dave's Killer Bread. And holy crap, his bread tastes amazing. It's super soft and moist. And it's loaded with whole grains. He's got different types. And it's amazing. So the cool thing about this day and age, people have caught on to the healthy, needing to be healthy. And they've started, there's so many options out there now. You just got to look, but you got to know what to look for. So go to Food Lion, go to the grocery store, start looking at things that aren't white. If you're looking at like potato chips, potato's white. We don't want a white potato. Get a sweet potato. Holy crap. Have you ever had sweet potato fries? They're freaking amazing. I'm not saying to eat fries because of the oil is not amazing for you, but they've got frozen sweet potato fries that aren't made from, they don't got oil over them. You can bake them and they're freaking great. But a sweet potato, just start looking around. Looking for stuff that's not white. What about milk? Milk's white, right? So why is milk bad? Because it's super high in fat. Unless you get 0% like, what do they call it? Skim milk or something. It's like water. You can go that route. But the reason it's bad is because it's loaded with fat, and which is high in calories. And it's just, they're not good calories. So from there, what you would do, like what I do, is get an almond milk. Almond milk's like 30 calories in a cup, almost nothing. It tastes better than milk. Holy shit, it tastes better than milk. I shit you not. Get the unsweetened one at Food Lion. That's where I shop. Unsweetened almond milk. Put that shit on. What about cereal? Cereal's loaded with sugar. Freaking horrible. I found this one cereal. It's called Chex brand. And it's a rice. It's a blue box. It says Rice Chex. It's only got like 2 grams of sugar in a cup and a half of it. And it's made from whole grain. You can eat that with some almond milk. And there you go. Bam. You got your freaking, you got your healthy alternatives. One thing I do for chips. Blue corn tortilla chips. If I want chips, I eat blue corn. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, Tony, as far as what you should or shouldn't, or how to break the habit. You just got to slowly start doing it. And once you start doing it, you're going to see that there is this, you start to enjoy other foods. You realize how much good other foods taste, but you're going to see how much better you feel. Like you're going to start feeling the energy. You're going to feel better in your stomach the way you feel. And it's just you're actually going to start being healthier because you're also going to stop spiking your insulin through the roof every time you eat. And it feels so much better. I hate spiking my insulin. Like I know when I spike my insulin nowadays because I've been eating healthy so long. And if I'm going to eat unhealthy, because sometimes I will, and let's say I do it. I eat an unhealthy meal that's loaded because sometimes the wife will make something that's loaded with a high glycemic carbohydrate. Like some noodles or something like that, right? So I'll eat it, and bam, I get slammed with the carbs and the blood and everything, and I'm just like, oh fuck, it's like a high feeling. Once you start to identify it, you're probably used to it right now. You don't even notice it, but when you stop doing it, and all of a sudden you get hit with it, you're like, fuck, oh man, and it sticks around for like 10, 15 minutes. It's just you feel like just fucked, and then it goes away. And I hate it because I know I just spiked my insulin through the roof. And I know I'm going to be hungry again when I shouldn't be. And another alternative to sugary foods is fruit. Holy crap. Stock up on fruit. Stock up on fruit. I'm telling you. Stock up on it. I get every time I go to the grocery store, once a week, I just get all the fruit. I get I've always got apples. Apples never go bad. My fucking fridge is loaded with apples. Keep them cold. They're great cold. Grapes, when they're real crunchy grapes, you go through a whole thing of grapes. Start looking at different fruits. Fruits are loaded with fructose and fiber, so they don't spike your insulin like sugar does. And they're good for you. They're loaded with vitamins. It's like God's gift to you from the earth to satisfy these sugary cravings. God's given you the answer to these cravings. It's fruit. It's been there the whole time. I don't know why humans make all this unhealthy shit like fucking cake and all these pastries loaded with freaking sugar and trying to kill us. When God's given us, if you've had cold, crispy, crunchy fruit, there's nothing better. Anyway, I think I've gone too long. I think I've gotten the point across. The number one food to avoid, white food. That's what I live by. That's what I do. I avoid the hell out of white food. You won't see much of it in my house. And stevia. Stevia, baby. Stevia is a sugar alternative. It's a plant. It's a plant grown from the earth. Kind of like cane sugar. However, it doesn't spike your insulin. And it's sweet as hell. You can cook literally cookies with stevia instead of sugar. You can make healthy sweets with stevia instead of sugar. But be sure to eliminate the fats. Anyway, there's way more information I could go into on this. Maybe on another video, we'll get into. I'll go into more depth. I know people love to hear about food, so I'm going to start talking about some food some more, so stay tuned. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Head over to my website, internalizeweightloss.com. Register for my free webinar. You can get on there, and I've got the number one cause of obesity in the nation reveals in there. It's great video, great education on how to lose weight as well. Anyway, take care. Wish you the best of luck. Get healthy. Get that fat off. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.